Right. Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome to ITF Late Night Live. Here with Blake Breidenstein of Orchard Park Baseball and the Orchard Park Student Section. Um, so we'll talk some baseball, we'll talk some fun stuff, we'll take your questions, of course. Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome to ITF. Looks like the sound is working. If you guys have any issues, let me know. But from my end, it looks like everything's good. So, Blake, I guess we'll get right in with some baseball here. If you just want to kind of tell me just, how you got your start playing baseball and just kind of, some of your memories growing up playing.
Sure. So, was born here in OP, and then at about 5 or 6 years old, I moved to West Palm, Florida. And baseball is like a second religion there. So we would play 6 days a week, about 3-4 hours a day. It was nuts. And ended up winning 2 Little Florida. And then that's where my life peaked, by the way. I peaked as about an 8 or 9-year-old, so won 2 Little League state titles, by the way. And then 4th-ish grade, moved back to Buffalo, and that's where I got my start playing baseball here. And I think I've been playing with pretty much the same group of guys from 4th grade to senior year, so it's been a wild ride.
Yeah, for sure. If you want to talk kind of about, like that journey a little bit and kind of those bonds that you made with those guys after playing together so long.
Yeah, for sure. So 4th grade, I moved back, and my dad actually was approached by a coach for like the Orchard Park Thunder, which was like the district team at the time. And I joined a district team there. And then a couple years later, we've all been playing together, about like 6th grade-ish. I meet the one, the only Scott Schreiner, one of the best people ever, by the way, one of the best coaches and dudes I've ever met. And he was one of my coaches for a while. He's been my coach since then, actually. So I've been with those guys like Schreiner, Wags, just about everybody actually on the team. Duff, Higgins, everybody, all those guys I've been with. And it's more than baseball. That's what, like, you hear this, like the saying, sports are family, but that's really what it is. It's family, for sure.
Awesome. And then if you want to talk about, your time actually playing at OP a little bit too at Orchard Park High School.
For sure, yeah. So, 9th and 10th grade, I was with Coach Franco, the man. And then had a great 2 years, learned a lot, developed a ton as a player. And then 11th grade, went to Coach Sen, who is just one of the best guys ever. And then met Philly, who, I don't know if Philly will ever see this, but definitely I've learned probably some of the most knowledgeable dudes ever. And I think Philly's like in the top 3, top 2, top 1, maybe. I don't know. But he's a genius. And it's just become such a, like, you forget that it's baseball almost. You don't see it as baseball as much as you see it as hanging out with your buds and just having a great time, because I don't want to say you lose focus of what you're after, because you don't. You're always after winning and stuff, but it's not monotonous. It's not like we're here to win and that's it. Like, they don't care about us as people. Like, I could go play baseball and talk to them about life problems. Just, you know what I mean? Like, they're awesome people. So I've had a great time at OP, and I'll never forget it.
Awesome. Yeah. What's that dugout atmosphere like at OP?
It's just brothers. It's brothers. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. It's just brothers. Yeah, for sure. That's the best way I can put it.
Awesome. And then, this year, we'll get into that a little bit. Obviously,
Right.
You talked about how close you guys are after playing together for so long, obviously,
Yeah.
with your brothers. And obviously, disappointing spring so far. Just kind of, your thoughts on that, just, as much as you want to talk about that.
Yeah. So, I think going into the season, just as any team should be, I think the mentality was nobody's going to beat us if we play our game. And I think it's like that for every team. But I think that was something we really held true, because more than any year, I think this year especially, in years past, I've definitely been on teams where it's like, like they're all your teammates and you like them all, but the chemistry is a little weird. I had no doubts about this year. It was every guy was playing for the guy on the left and the right. So there was no problems with chemistry. We were a super close group. To see it end like this, if it does end like this, that would be terrible. But I mean, we don't have any control about that. So right now our mindset is we're playing May 15th. We're on the field. If that changes, it changes, but we got to be ready, and we will be ready if that time comes. But I'm no doubt in my mind, if that time does come, we will be ready, prepared, and we'll bring it home for sure.
Awesome. What would you say that you bring to the team as a player and as a teammate?
Well, I've never seen somebody hit as many dingers as I have. So I've trotted around the bases a few times in my life. And I think my role on the team is definitely being a leader for the younger guys. But I think more importantly, I think I bring the fun and the excitement to the team for sure. I love making guys smile. I like being that guy that lifts people up. So I think that's what I contribute the most.
All right, awesome. Yeah, and if you guys are watching this, and obviously you want to throw some questions in the comments there too, it'd be awesome. Before baseball, obviously you were, a mainstay in the student section for football and basketball games. Do you want to talk about some of those games from the fall, from the winter, just kind of your memories from some of those?
Sure. So I remember summer going into senior year, my buddy Sharp, who was the quarterback, and Scholl, who was a key part of defense here, they texted me and Swy, and they were like, yo, we need, like, you guys want to do the student sections here? I was like, of course I want to do it. It'd be hilarious. So me and Swy grouped together, and we ran with it, and it was hilarious. We had a couple fun themes, and we had a great time doing it. And I think it was really cool just every Friday and every time they had a game, just like getting the word around school and kind of lifting the school spirits a little bit. That was my favorite part about it. Was just, you knew on game day everybody was gonna be happy. Like, everybody in the school was gonna be happy, and and then your teachers catch wind of what you guys are doing, and they're joking with you in class and stuff like that. It was great. We had a great time.
Awesome. Is there? I guess we'll go with football season first. Is there one game, one memory that really sticks out in your mind the most from that season?
If we're not counting Powder Puff, because that was the most electric performance I think I've ever seen by a group of girls, maybe ever, I would probably say I think the Bennett game, really. I think that was Bennett, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Bennett at home.
The last home playoff game, yeah, it would have been Bennett. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I know there was some concern going into it, and I was like, oh my God, like, everybody was like, this is going to be like a close game. We're going to actually have to scrap and stuff like that and claw our way through this one. And I remember just the energy of that game was unbelievable, just in the section, and watching my boys tear it up on the field. It was great. That was one of the coolest experiences in high school, not even just the student section, just in high school in general, for sure.
Awesome. And then winter, there's basketball. You guys are at a few hockey games too. What are, some of your favorite memories from those?
Favorite memory. All right. Well, my favorite memory definitely of hockey, I can give you a hockey one for sure, is when my boy Scholl got thrown out, and he got there 5 minutes before. He didn't even the security mistook Scholl for another person and kicked him out anyway. And that was hysterical, watching Scholl try to play with him. If you know Scholl, you just know it. That was hysterical. And then basketball was hilarious. I loved the home games, how we dimmed our lights. That was awesome. And we had that one theme night where a couple of us brought in lightsabers, and when the lights shut off, we all turned on our lightsabers, and the whole stadium went, or the whole arena went, red and blue and stuff like that. That was cool for sure. Any Lancaster dudes watching this, we should have won in basketball, but we're not going to get into that here.
All right. We do have a comment here from Brock Papke, who says that Blake is the GOAT. He actually used 2 GOAT emojis there. As a funny, energetic person and a great baseball player. Would you like to address that?
I'm a little hurt that you didn't put 3 GOATs. I'd refer to myself as a GOAT on multiple fronts, not just 2. But I'll take it. I mean, Pappy's a great dude, and you're gonna get him on the show one of these days, hopefully. So, But yeah, thank you, Pappy. It means a lot to me.
Yeah, that's the plan. We'll have Brock on soon.
Yeah, sounds good.
What else? Let's see. Who's your favorite Major League Baseball player and team, and why?
Yankees fan, because you gotta love the pinstripes. Go New York Yankees. Gotta love them. I don't want to hear anything about it. You gotta love them. player? Well, my favorite player, back in the day on the Yankees, Robbie Cano. That guy was a menace. Loved him on the Yankees. Then when he left, I lost love for him. But currently, my favorite player. Love Mike Trout. He's a beast. Javi Baez is pretty cool. He brings swag. I don't know. Maybe probably Nolan Arenado. That's probably my number one right now currently.
Yeah.
That guy's a monster.
Yeah.
Yep.
My favorite baseball player actually just retired, like just officially announced it the other day, so I was pretty sad. But
who's your guy?
Steve Pearce. So
all right.
I there was the whole thing with the Red Sox, but I became a Steve Pearce fan in 2009. So I'm actually a Pirates fan, and then kind of followed him all the way through, got to know him a little bit. And then, he grew up a Red Sox fan, so for him to be able to end his career that way was super special for him. So that was really cool to see.
Even though they're all cheaters. It's fine now.
Yeah, he's not. Everyone except him. I don't like the rest of the two. But yeah, I'm a Pirates fan. My first Major League game was there, and so that's kind of how I got into that. And then, I like Tim a lot, and it's kind of like all my favorite players that I've had have retired at this point. So, kind of not sure where to go right now, but we'll figure it out. Find somebody. I still love Albert Pujols. So.
Yeah, he's got one of the sweetest swings ever.
Yeah.
For sure.
And he was my second ever Major League game, which was in Pittsburgh. I went to like 2 games, 2 days in a row. I got his autograph. So, and the people I was with were trying to tell me that doesn't happen at every game, that, never got that lucky. And I was like, I don't know. So, yeah. What else can we talk about?
My buddy Quinn Gormley just texted me. He plays Canisius football.
Okay.
I don't know if you know him.
I don't think I do, but what did he say?
Tell Icing the Fed I said hi.
So okay. There you go. Hi, Quinn.
Yeah, he's a beast. He rushes for like 2,000 yards a game. He's a man. He's a monster out there.
Nice.
Meanest stiff arm ever.
And if you guys are watching this and you don't know how to submit questions, feel free to text Blake questions, and we can take those too. Let's see. What, are you checking something?
Yeah. All right, bye.
All right. What else can we talk about?
On a pre-law track.
Okay.
I'd like to get into sports law a little bit. I guess in the perfect world, be a sports agent or something like that. I think if everything falls correctly, that's where I'd love to be. But we gotta see.
That'd be awesome. What got you interested in that?
To be honest with you, I love to argue. I'm a great arguer. I like to get chippy. So Mom always tells me you should be a lawyer because you don't lose at anything. So there you go.
Yeah, I've gotten yelled at a couple of times by you. So, what else was I gonna say? What's your favorite part about playing baseball, just in general?
Definitely 100%. Not even close. The warm-ups on game day. That is the most underrated part of baseball ever. It's when it's like nice and it's in the spring, the sun's out and you're taking BP, you're in the outfield shagging balls, you're hanging out, talking with your buddies before the game, you're getting pumped up. It's an unbelievable feeling. It's definitely my favorite part. I'm gonna miss that the most for sure.
Yeah, that seems, and like you said, how close you guys are. I'm sure that just that all that leading up to a game must be awesome.
I'd say that, or hitting the ball 600 feet and then just trotting around the bases. That's probably my second favorite feeling.
Bat flip too, right?
Oh yeah, nasty bat flip.
Because you do that a lot. So. What game or which games were you looking forward to the most this spring?
All of them, to be honest with you. I think we had big plans for every single game, and I think that we saw our schedule and we knew that every game was in our minds a W. So I think that there was nobody in the way of our section final except for us, and we controlled our fate for sure. So all of them, I have to say. What
was the biggest strengths of this year's team?
Chemistry, for sure. Not even close.
Yeah. Awesome. Yep. And what if someone were to come see you guys play, what could they expect to see besides a couple of dingers from you?
Well, yeah, definitely a couple dingers from me, a couple dingers from my boy Duff Schreiner, throwing some boys out. A lot of laughs. Maybe Coach Sen throwing some things, yelling at me. Probably it happens. And a great looking group of dudes for sure.
Yeah.
That's what they would say. Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about that I might have left out?
I don't. I think I got it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully I get my season in. I was really looking forward to it. So
Yeah.
hopefully I get something in.
Yeah, for sure.
It'd stink to say goodbye to the maroon and white like this. That would stink, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We can control.
What have you done to kind of, keep prepared for when you guys are hopefully able to play again?
Well, I'm in the gym like 23 hours a day, keeping my physique up in my home gym, my home studio, so I can keep my Greek god physique, and playing long toss with my little brothers for a couple minutes a day, doing what I can do, stretching out the arm. Actually, I've recently been watching a lot of baseball, just like old baseball games. I know MLB Network's broadcasting a lot of like classic games. And I think just watching those guys and like how they perform under pressure and all that stuff, I think that's definitely helping for sure.
Yeah, for sure. You got to do whatever you can, right?
That's right.
Very cool. Anything else? We haven't gotten a lot of questions in the comments, so. What do you think? Anything else? Should we close it out?
I mean, if nobody wants to pick my brain, I am all good if you're good.
I'm good. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, we do have one last comment here.
All right, go for it.
From Brock Papke. And then actually he gave me an idea for another question. So Brock says, Blake, in my eyes, you and Brody are the two most confident people in Orchard Park. My question is, do you have any advice?
My advice is to live life fun. That would be my advice for everybody. And as you hear, my little brother's running in the room right now. Don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone a little bit. You got to sometimes. It's the key to being happy. You got to do it. In sports, life, school, whatever you got to do.
And my question for you, which, has kind of been brought up a couple of times in a couple of these live shows, which might be the same as what you just said, but what's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Probably to believe in yourself, for sure. Don't doubt yourself. Trust yourself. You're stronger than you know. That's probably the best piece of advice I've been given by coaches, teammates, teachers, anybody. Trust yourself.
Awesome. And then this also is a question that has come up a couple times. What do you wish you had known, going into your senior year of baseball and of school? And what can you kind of tell underclassmen?
You get your senior year one time. Every single day you get it one time. That's it. It doesn't come back. Have fun with it. Enjoy.
Awesome. All right. I think that's a good way to close it out.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you again, and have a good night.
See you later.
Bye, everybody. Bye.